We grew up hearing, you will see something today. Now children are hearing, talk to mommy about your feelings. Which method works? Welcome to the E.B.U.N Show, a talk show for women and the men who love them. I am E.B.U.N. Today, we're delving into the world of parenting, where culture, discipline, emotions, and identity collide. Growing up, we all knew our parents didn't play. You talk back, bass. Your grades fall, boss. You will feel it. And if your mom, by any chance, looks at you outside, gives you that look like, judgment is awaiting you in the house. But now we have words around about gentle parenting, emotional intelligence, communication, and closeness with your parents. Like, tell mama how you feel. Are you not comfortable with that? Are you sure this is what you want to eat? Or I give you options. Oh God. Why did you not introduce gentle parenting when I was growing up? So today, it is not about judgments or bias or which one is better. We are talking about what makes children thrive, what actually works in different homes. So on this episode, we have Mrs. Undoka, the founder of Multivariate School. You're going to love this episode. It's good to have you on the E.B.U.N Show, Mrs. Undoka.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much.
I hope I got the pronunciation correctly.
Yes.
What does it mean?
Fine. Undoka, life is the most important.
Oh.
Yeah, that is it. It's when you have life that you can do
other things.
Yes, life is the greatest. That is the literal meaning.
You know, we Africans have depth with names. When you get the interpretation of some names, it's like a whole proverb or a whole sentence.
Yes.
What a beautiful name you've got, ma. So you've experienced parenting in real life. What do you think parents misunderstand the most about both gentle parenting and typical African parenting?
I think it is the issue of child's rights and independence for the child.
Oh, okay.
Yes, both have it. The African way, we had it because we love our children. We know they should have rights. But in the old, they just feel that right is when they are of age. But right now, the modern ones feel right from day one, the child's right should be given. That, I think, is the difference. But both of them have their good ways anyways.
You hear arguments like typical African parents because you do anything funny, pow. You do anything, it believes in scolding the child, serving punishments, and all of that. But now you say, oh, it makes the child timid. The children cannot express themselves. They can't be close to their parents. I want us to talk about the in-depth of that discipline in the old and what's some term the lack of it in gentle parenting.
Yes. Even in the old, fortunately, I belong to the two, to both. I'm like in between.
You blend the two.
Because as a child, I got the old, the traditional way. Even in training my children, I used part of the traditional way and part of the modern way. It's a mix. But the traditional way is, what is the intent? Is what we should be looking at. Every parent loves their children. That is certain. But we want to make you strong. We want to make you disciplined from day one. And all we need to do to get you there, we will do. And that is why it involves scolding. We don't waste time. They didn't waste time. They scold. When it involves beating, and children, when you have beaten me once for doing something wrong, I will always remember that. And that is the advantage that, last time I was out, I was late. Mommy beat me. Daddy must not have heard. If daddy hears, it will be additional beating. So that discipline is there. So when next the child goes out, she knows she has to be home early. So discipline, advantage. But again, we look at it, it could be too harsh. Sometimes it could toughen the children that after all is to beat me. And it doesn't matter. I will just take the beating and
do whatever I want to do.
So that again could be the disadvantage. Coming to the modern way. Yes, just let her be. She doesn't want, let her be. Sweep the house when I leave, tidy everywhere. You come back, the whole place is still messy. Not done. Why didn't you do this? Mommy, I was tired. And you take it that way. That child continues that way. And at the end, that child is going to grow up to become a parent herself. What will she teach her own child?
Children. So you spoke about mixing the traditional.
I think a mix is the best.
So my question would be that, what part of the traditional did you leave out? Because for you not to have taken the traditional, typical African parenting, hook, line, and sinker, there must have been some parts of it you didn't appreciate. So what were those parts you left out, and what were those parts that you took out?
Okay, thank you. For me, especially as a school owner bringing up children, I take the aspect of talk to the child, correct the child with love, not beating and beating all the time. That aspect is what I have left out in the traditional. You don't beat children to correct them all the time.
All the time?
Yes.
It means sometimes you do.
Sometimes, on very rare occasions, you might spank a child. Don't do it again. But there are other punishments that you can also give. Because you never can tell. Sometimes you beat up a child. You don't know, you are not too sure of the health condition of the child. And the child falls into some kind of serious ailment. So that aspect of beating, I have adopted, dropped it. Yes, we can correct, call you, talk to you with love, make you promise that you will not do this again. That is the...
Children test your patience. I want to talk from the aspect of a parent. Especially adolescents, when they're growing teenagers, because they begin to question a lot of things. You tell them, do this, they do not do it, and you do not want to spank a child. Not even teenagers alone. I have 2 children, one is 8, one is 5. Sometimes you say, don't do it. They say, why? Go to bed, but I don't feel sleepy. I don't want to sleep. You know, sometimes I say, if you don't go to bed, I will spank you. Well, it is not always the first thing I do, but you don't listen to me the first time, the second, the third time. I want you to know that my words are not in vain. When I say it, I mean it. I spank you, right? So, I want you to take that position of a parent because you've raised children of your own.
Yes.
When you say, oh, promise you won't do it again, and they do it, are you going to make them promise a second time?
No, but you can deny them certain things. Like I said, punishment can come in various ways. It's not just spanking. You can deny them something you know they really love. Okay? Today I allowed you watch TV for 1 hour. If you don't go to bed now, tomorrow I'll make you sleep at 7. You won't watch TV at all. It's part of it. It's part of it. But like I said, sometimes probably at the extreme, that is when a parent might have to spank. But 8 years, talk to 8 years, I'm sure she will hear you. Because 8 years is beginning to reason. Yes.
So, a lot of African parents say our environment doesn't support gentle parenting. The schools, relatives, society, you know, even our sayings, we say it takes one person to birth a child. It takes the community to raise such a child. Do you think there's a practical middle ground? Of course, for you to have said you adopted both, there's a middle ground, right? Let's talk about the things you've taken out of gentle parenting. You have spoken about denying the child without necessarily beating. Let's go into gentle parenting itself. What are the advantages that you've seen in children?
When you do gentle parenting, you got to talk a lot with your children.
Communication.
You must communicate. They need to understand you. That way you also learn to understand them better. And when one is going out of way, you are easily able to dictate. So you talk to them, it draws you closer to them. Closeness to your children. The children are also open to you because they know, yes, mommy, daddy, they like to discuss with us. And if they see or hear something strange, they have to bring it to you to discuss. I had a child that they were playing with her friends about the same age outside. And the child came back home, mommy, this boy said this. I don't think it's appropriate. Why? That is because the parents have already talked to her about inappropriate words. So you teach your children, these words are not good. These are not what children should say. These words are not, when you hear it, don't pay attention. So they come close to you, and you have that confidence that, yes, I whenever they are in danger, whenever they get into toxic things or worse, they will surely come back to me. That is the advantage of the modern way.
So communication and closeness
is key. Yes.
Yes. True. Because something happened recently with my daughter. It was at school, you know. They had some funny discussions in class, and it was Christmas period. The grandparents were around, and it took her grandmother to say, Shebi Lore told me so thing. Has she told you? And when I appreciated the fact that she didn't even take the liberty to tell me herself, that's grandma. She now said, she said so, and so I would allow her to tell you herself, you know? So I called her, why didn't you tell me? This thing did not just happen. Why did you not say it to me directly? Like, I was scared you would not be pleased with it, you know? So I was disappointed because I know that for every time she comes home from school, she says it. No, she first went, I thought I told you. I was like, this is big. You know you didn't tell me. Don't go. I thought, because they can be smart. I thought I told you. She didn't want to make me feel bad. But eventually she said, oh, okay, I was scared you were not going to be comfortable with it. And I said, first, for you to have been scared, maybe I didn't allow you enough or the patience is not there. Secondly, probably because you know that what you did, or she didn't do it, what has been discussed is bad. And you know the values that we try to preach in the house. And she goes both ways. Of course, I didn't want to bully her into admitting that, oh, it's because it's bad, because she didn't do it. She only heard it. So that takes me to my next question. A child in whom you have given values in the house, they know that this is bad. It was a friend of hers in school who has been engaging in some sexual discussions, sexual activities. Of course, I've given her some form of sexual education in the house, right? But she likes this friend. So I tell her, I don't want you being friends with this person again. But I also understand that that child too is someone else's child who has been corrupted in a certain way. So in such a situation, what advice would you give me? Because it bothered me for a while. I cannot go to school to say, don't come to this class again, you know? And I also should be compassionate to the other child because God made that child too. She's not the devil. She must have been exposed to something. I don't know where she got it from. Should I have met the parents? Should I have spoken? I felt it was not in my place to speak to the child. She's not my child. But I'm concerned because when she resumed school and I said, I hope you didn't speak with so person. I'm not saying don't speak, but you can't be close. She felt bad. She said, but I like her. So I didn't know what to do, honestly. Speak to that, please.
We get so much of these reports in school. So much. First, you've given your child the necessary training, but not every parent would. And that is the result of what has happened. Now, your child probably felt relaxed, more relaxed with grandma. And that was why she shared what she had with grandma. You know, grandparents have a way, they hardly will beat a child. They will always want to show you some kind of softness, extra love. Probably in that relaxed mood, she saw the opportunity to share with grandma, which was good. Now, what you would have done is to go straight to the school management. Share your experience or your daughter's experience with them. If you approach the other parents, I don't know if it's us Nigerians or Africans. Are you telling me you are a better parent than me? Are you trying to train my child for me? So the best thing we do is you come to the school management, tell them, and it is the duty of the school. I don't fail in that aspect. I don't fail. By my experience, by my age, I feel it's also another calling, an additional service I should give to my parents. I will call the other parent and say, this is the report we got. We are not telling you to kill your child, but we are telling you to do more. Do more for the child. This child needs more education. Give sex education. In our time, nobody did that. Nobody will tell you. They will only tell you, don't go close to boys. Don't go close to boys. But there's nothing wrong with boys. Boys can be good friends to girls, provided they know the boundaries. So it is the duty of the school now to call the other parents and advise. And for yours, well, it won't be bad to say, don't be too close to this child, because this child is already more exposed than you. But it's okay to say, okay, you can be friends with her, but ensure you don't discuss things that are inappropriate. Children are children. She likes a friend. She likes her. It will be difficult for you to force her out of that relationship. But gradually, sometimes, she could also know that, yes, this child doesn't want to change. She's always doing this, and I don't like it. And on her own, she will disengage. Yes.
Thank you so much. Before we let you go, we see this rise in the decadence in the society. Sexual appearance, where people go out so scantily clad and all of that. And you hear, a lot of opinion on trained parents, training children, which you have also mentioned during the course of this discussion. What do you think should be brought back into the society? Because it wasn't like this, There was still that fear. Even if you misbehave, it won't be right in front of your parents. You see on social media where children outrightly disrespect their parents, even in front of the camera, and they seem to be proud of it. What do you have to say to that? Because the society is made up of homes. So what should be reintroduced into the society that can at least curb the decadence that is going on?
You see, that's why I say we can't rule out the Nigerian typical African way of life and values. Because the parents of today, what do they wear themselves? How do they dress? You see some parents, they are taking their children to drop off in school and they are wearing bomb shorts. And they know other staff are there, other children are there seeing them, not just your children. And of course, your children are equally looking at you. So tomorrow, what do you expect them to wear? These things are things that parents should check within, from themselves. How am I dressing? What example am I giving to these children? How do I talk? What do I watch on the telly in their presence? Some of these things, they are watching, they are looking at you. But mommy wears this. If mommy can wear 3/4, I can wear whatever, shorter one. And it continues. And tomorrow they too become parents. And then they even put other things. Then they can wear their children just pants, underpants, because it's in the name of fashion. So we need to look inward. Start from the family, like you said. Everybody, the society, we all have families. So parents, especially mothers, each time I have opportunity to talk to my parents, I address them for at least 5 minutes on these issues. Parents should do more. Looking worse. What am I doing that is not giving good example to the children? Gradually, let me adjust. Because you cannot correct, they say you can't give what you don't have. So you can't correct a child on what you are not practicing. So I think it goes back to the parents. Let us do more. Let us change our ways, little things we can change, and then before we can change the children.
Thank you so much. You mentioned the fact that mothers especially, don't you think that what we're experiencing right now could be the lack of the presence of a man? Because from time immemorial, it had always been mothers who are at home the most, you know, mothers who drop off children. I'm not saying there are no parents, there are no men who do that, but you know that the majority of those who are present in their children's life are mothers. Mothers drop off at school, mothers pick up, mothers are home. I want you to speak to men who are listening, because if women have trained the society to these points, maybe it is the lack of father figures that is even contributing to it.
Yes. To tell you the truth, if you ask me, fathers are doing more now than in the past. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
From my own observation,
they are getting more involved.
Are getting more involved in the life of their children. Some of them go into the labor room right from there. Some of them change diapers. Some of them make baby food and feed the baby. Some of them also go along in training the children. When my children were growing up, we had a board. We had a mini library and we had a board. And my husband, though a busy man, will always teach the children there at least for 2 hours every Saturday. He doesn't fail, or he didn't fail rather. He made sure he was always taking out at least 2 hours. Whatever his routine will be for a Saturday, he has to give the children their 2 hours. And then when he comes back late, of course they would have gone to bed. But he will always ask, did they do the assignments? So now I also have, from my experience, my parents in my school, I have fathers who you see that they are even the one who come to say, this happened with the child's assignment, this happened, which is impressive because that means he actually saw the assignments. But not so many of them still do. Not so many of them. They expect, some of them, you talk to them, they will say, talk to the mother. Talk to the mother. The mother didn't teach him that. But you are also part of the parents. If you know, some men can know more than some women, depending on who you meet. depending on the background and training of the lady and your own background. If you are a man and your parent had trained you better, you should let that impact on your children as well. So some of them do, but I would say they also need to do more.
I'm interested. What was it your husband was teaching the children for 2 hours? Was it purely academics or life lessons?
Mostly academics. Mostly academics. Yes.
Thank you so much for your time on the E.B.U.N Show. I think my takeaway from this is there is no bad and there's no correct and incorrect way of parenting. You can actually do a mix of both. If anything, the typical African parenting teaches discipline and respect, and the gentle parenting teaches communication and closeness.
Yes.
So I think I'm adopting both. Let me know what your thoughts are. What were the things you gained from your parents? How was it? How was discipline in your home growing up? How was parenting, in your home growing up? And how are you training your children? Are you just taking everything your parents did to you because you felt was perfect and you're dumping it into your home? Or you also are doing some editing, some additions here and there? Let's meet in the comment section. Thank you for being a part of the show today. Remember, you can always tell your story, your experiences, and remain anonymous. Send an email to lettertoebun@gmail.com, and we'll be reading and reacting to them on all social media platforms. Bye. Before we let you go, we have a flower vase for you from Mary Alma. Mary Alma is a decor company by my 2 daughters.
Wow, that is great.
They've put their time into making home decors, diffusers, and scented candles. So we would like you to have it. We hope that it will elevate your space.
Wow, this is wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ma.
And my regards to the beautiful girls.
They'll get it. Thank you.
I wish them more. They'll have to rise and do more.
Thank you. Amen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.